Alright, step number 1. The first step you're going to have to do is download DB Colors. If you don't have it downloaded, you're cooked. Bruh. Alright, maybe not. But I'll drop the link right here. You get me? Right? Get that link real quick and then we're gonna move on to step 2. Now, step number 2. What you're gonna do is once you load up your game and you click the character you want to design, you will be pressing C. And when I say C, you press C on your keyboard. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Right? Cool. So you're gonna click on the character you're editing, right? And it's gonna display like a nice little selection of different materials. You get me? Lab and drip takes a long time. Sometimes I lab drip rather than labbing the game. It is addicting. But let's say if I wanted to change the color of this right here, this is how you would change the transparency of it. So the more it is to the right is the more color it has. So right now it's on red. Obviously if you change this is changing the color of it itself. But you can also mess around with it if you know how to make colors and shit. You know, all my Gojo fans, red and blue makes what? But this is what y'all really want though, right? That's really step number 2. Step number 3, the texture, right? So what you're gonna do is go to page 2 right here, and you're gonna click enable texture menu. When you enable texture menu, this little tab is gonna open up. You're gonna click the UI folder, then begin search.
Boy, ain't no fucking way.
Wait, what happened to my game?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
It's like, nah, I'm just joking. It's gonna freeze for like calm 5 to 10 seconds, but it's gonna unfreeze and open up a nice variety of different textures. Right, so I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of textures in here. This is why I say lab and drip takes a long time, because each one of them does something different to it. I know you can see as I'm changing each texture, it's changing the texture of the fur. You get me? Right? Cool. Like I said, there is a lot to choose from, so you're gonna be in here for a while, I'm not gonna lie. Now that I covered pretty much how you're gonna be changing the texture, now we're gonna basically cover, I know like as like you're doing shit like this, you're not gonna want to keep going back to the texture menu, and that's fine. Once you start doing this shit for a while, like how I have, let's say if I go on who's a good ass example for this? We're gonna go on Bardock, right? So for my Bardock,
I'll take care of this.
He has this material on his fur already, right? Let's say if I wanted that same fur, right? And I want to put it on another character fur. I'm gonna click on that material, which is the fur right there in cloth, and then click this star. Once you click that star, it's gonna save that swatch. So the swatch is basically like the preset for that material. You get me? So once you do that, you can go back to your next character, which is Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who we was doing.
I got this one.
And you're gonna press C again, click the character, back to the skin, and you're gonna click on that swatch that you just saved and paste the entire material. And as you can see, it pasted the entire material. And if you wanted to just get the material itself and change the colors of it, you most definitely can. You get what I'm saying? Right? You can indeed change the character's eyes, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean that if you like how a character's eyes look on a certain character, let's say goddamn, I don't know, Dabura.
It seems it's my turn.
You can definitely go to Dabura, go to his face, click the eye, get the swatch off his eye, and put it back on that character that you're editing.
I got this one.
You could do that. Yes, there's no copyright in this shit. Don't give a f. Excuse my language. But as you can see, we catch a nice little zoom in. That's definitely his eyes. You get me? But you can go further and beyond. Yes, you can do more. there is a way to change the texture inside the eyes on how I found out, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back to page 2 of the texture menu. You're going to go right here where it says texture parameter, and you're gonna go to eye texture. Once you do that, you're gonna open it again. It's gonna crash. It's gonna come back though, right? Let's say if I wanted a plus sign in my eye, that will work. I know you notice how the eye has changed. This goes with everything. Some of them is actually different. Some of them is actually useless. But what you're gonna do is go back to page 1 after doing that, and you can edit the eye itself. So when you open up this little tab right here, color 1 is basically changing the color of the white part of his eye, right? The pupil itself, you would have to go to eye color, and it'll change the color of the pupil itself. You can make it brighter by turning this up to the max, which is 10, or you can just, you know, make it darker or keep it at a nice level so where you can see like a nice little glow, right? It's pretty dope. A little close up, that's what it looks like. So for all my people that was wondering, bro, how are you getting a plus sign in his eye? How are you getting a arrow in his eye? You're going to go to the texture menu on page 2, and you're going to tweak with it, just like this. Alright, also,
I got this one.
within this color mod, you are able to open up multiple tabs, meaning that if I was on here and I'm on color 1, I can change the color here. I can go to color 2, change the color here, making it more brighter. I can also go to color multiplier, and it's gonna make it even more brighter. You could do the same thing with color add. You get me? But it's a whole lot of shit you could go through. Yeah, the shit's pretty deep. I don't know if you want to go to everything. Like, some people like their costumes basic, nothing wrong with that. Some people like their costume with a whole bunch of everything. You know what I'm saying? But that all depends on how you want to customize your mod, right? Cool. One more disclaimer.
I got this one.
After saving your mod, do not, while you're customizing your mod, try to click this and go to another character, because it will indeed delete and you will have to start over. So don't think you can just switch characters and expect to get your shit back and click it again. It's not gonna be there. You get me? If you wanted to just do a whole bunch of people, you can bring other characters in as if you were gonna play DP, and you can click another character and, you feel me, mess around with that as well. But as far as saving your preset, what you're gonna do is you're gonna, after obviously finish customizing your character, you're gonna click preset menu, you're gonna save it as a name, save the author name, and where it says backup folder path and Unverum DB colors path, this is where you open your Unverum folder, right? So my Unverum folder is pretty much right here. That's basically where you check off all of your stuff and shit like that, right? So you got backup colors. It's literally, you copy that, you click copy, that's the backup folder path right there. And then the Unverum DB colors path, you're gonna go to DB colors inside your Unverum, which is right here. So you're gonna click that. Hold on. Facts. You're gonna click that, copy, and then paste here. Once you do that, you can save the preset and it should automatically save. You get me? You should be good after that. There should be nothing you have to worry about. You feel me? You're good. So, if you liked the video, you know what to do.
Brother, this guy stinks!
I'm out of here.